If you only had 24 hours to make a piece of art, what would you make? This exact question is something that I asked myself just about 3 years ago now, when I wanted to re-up my skills for school. This came in the form of me being a graphic design student and not feeling too confident in what my abilities were being held up to, at least my personal standard wise. So I decided to take the time and spend the entire month of August every day and just make art. And I chose to make this art in the form of posters. And that's kind of what I've done for the past 3 years now. And today I get to show you what day one of the entire series is. Well, you can see it here, the video explaining my process, or you can go over to my portfolio, which will be linked in the description. So please do as you like. I hope you'll stay and listen. So to start, here we have the finished poster called Falling in Love. And this poster is set up in a 16 by 20 format. Now, I had chose this format for the entirety of year one because that's the format that I was working in class. Now, this will change, as you'll see in later videos, but for now, this is the format that I will have for my first couple of videos. Now, coming into this first year, although I don't remember too much of what my headspace was like, I do have my inspiration images that I was able to keep on the document. And this was my initial inspiration. If it's nice, play it twice. And I saw this little character sitting on the little record player, and I decided that I wanted to do a character very similar to that. So I was able to find this guy, the little heart character, and kind of just think about the pose that I wanted to do. So I found this on Pinterest. I forget the artist name, but I thought that something about falling would be great. And kind of recently just moving out into the place that I am right now, I thought that it'd be nice to do something to show that like I'm kind of falling in love with this process. I'm kind of like loving what's happening, and everything was kind of just going pretty good. I decided to make it where I have this guy up here to kind of maybe get an idea of the pose, and then I settled with this guy, maybe even getting some hearts around, but I ultimately decided to go with like this kind of pose that you see. I mean, it's pretty much a direct translation, making my own heart, kind of like my own mouth squiggle with some different effects, some hand assets, and then making my own eyes with the eyelids. I was going to try to go with like these more retro colors, as can be seen, they're kind of like washed out. I ended up obviously not doing that. I mainly just went with the pink that's used here because I thought that would just be a nice two-tone with this cream. I kind of pulled the cream off of the inspiration image here, putting it onto the canvas. I wanted to make it look like he was falling like a little bit more, so I tilted him a little bit further, and then finding this great font. Here it is. Antique Wonders was the font that I had used for this. So in putting that all together, I thought it came together really well. Oh, I forgot to mention the clouds. Yes, to seem like he is falling through actually some sort of space with these halftone dots coming all the way down to give that sense of continued falling as he goes kind of from space towards the earth kind of thing. So overall, I ended up being very happy with this poster. And I believed it to be a very solid day one with both the colors and the character coming together with this typeface. Overall, I'm very happy with it. I hope that you kind of like this poster, and let's get into day two. So day two here, as we can see, is roses are red and violets are blue. And I wanted this to be kind of like an interchangeable poster where you could have it one way or the other. It literally does not matter. And I thought this was a really cool reversible. And this fully came off of this flower poster as my inspiration. And looking through these flowers, I had actually seen this red flower and this blue flower, and I was just like, yeah, roses are red and violets are blue. That's kind of like one of the first things I think of. And then I also thought of like playing cards where things could be like reversed. and how they also like connect in the middle. I could probably do something like that. So I tried to find different card designs, went looking for roses and violets. Throwing this all on, I couldn't help but add grunge to this. I just really like the texture on here. Throwing everything to kind of like look like it's going all together, with rose thorns kind of coming in here and a regular stalk coming in here for the violets. And then also looking up kind of like what different leaves that these plants actually have to get a better sense of how they work. That one, while these are a little more jagged on the violets, and for the roses, it's a little softer with points at the end. Again, finding this typeface. This is, oh, look at that. It's already like towards the top here. It's called Lowstar. I found this. I thought it was an awesome font to use with like connecting everything together. And I think it fits really well with the vibe of the poster. So there is the next one. And that being day 2 will actually conclude the video for today. However, if you do want to see more, make sure to come back for the next video. And if you could please like the video, maybe leave a comment on like which poster you liked and the things that you liked about it. And of course, you can't forget to subscribe, because that would very much help me, especially this being the first video. That would be awesome. I'd greatly appreciate it. But love you guys. Bye.